What up, movie nerds? It's your girl CC, and let's get candid about Homestead. So this movie was pretty good overall. It's by Angel Studios, which is a Christian studio, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So that means they revolve around maybe Christian values or just have a feel-good thing to it, and they don't exceed PG-13, which is no exception to Homestead. It is PG-13, and honestly, without a couple of the violence stuff, it could have landed in PG. I'm surprised at how lax it was, because some PG-13 movies are insane nowadays, aka The Fire Inside. I just talked about it. 2 F words, really? But in this one, you don't have to worry. Seriously, it's so non-problematic. I think you could take most kids there to see it. Even the violence isn't that bad, you know? So we saw this movie on January 3rd, right after my birthday. There's a lot of holidays in January for me and my family, seriously. And we just wanted to see something really fun, and it actually ended up being a fairly good movie. It's not the best movie I've ever seen, but it's certainly not the worst. It was a little confusing at first. There were some parts that were confusing, like the little girl who just seemed to have like seer properties, like being able to see into the future, S-E-E-R, right?
I see dead people.
And then also, why it was so expositional.
That's a big word for Anno.
The entire time. So we were just, setting up stuff the entire time. And by, the third act, I was like, is this setting up a TV show? And yes, it was. The movie is a little bit slow, I suppose, but it's all because it is setting up a TV series. So if you want to treat it like it was the first 2-ish episodes of the season of Homestead, you get it. You kind of get it. Mostly all first episodes of a drama series tend to be slow because they had to set up exposition. You gotta set up the characters. You gotta set up what's going on. So treat Homestead like that. Now we're getting into the part where I get to explain all of the parts, the nitty-gritty. So I have to warn you, there will be some spoilers once we get to the reasons for the rating. You've been fair warned.
You have been warned.
Alright, so let's start this off right now.
I mean, really, let's do this, mother.
Acting. I give that a 7 out of 10. I thought all the acting was pretty good. I enjoyed it. I thought some of the acting parts might have been a little bit stilted, but overall done quite well. I think actually the child actors felt real in this situation, and there are a lot of times where child actors don't feel real. They feel like they've just been fed lines, but these ones didn't, so that's good.
Did I mention I'm a serious actor?
Story and script, also 7 out of 10. I thought the story was fun. It was interesting to see a more grounded take of an apocalyptic situation, and this situation involved nuclear warfare, but not to the extent of Fallout, you know what I mean?
Well, that's not good.
Theme, I give that a 10 out of 10. Now, I always hesitate on giving a certain area full marks because does anything really reach perfection? But in this case, with how the story presented the theme and how the story was, I really do think the theme is 10 out of 10. And this theme is love finds a way. Don't let your circumstances change who you are on the inside. You have to just have faith. Love finds a way.
Love finds a way.
And honestly, it just made the movie better. It did. When the character finally realized, look, I can't keep doing the same things that we've been doing. We have to be better. That was a turn for the movie. That was just we got there. And I think in a lot of things in life, you just have to have faith sometimes. And you just have to love and get through.
They'll muddle through this.
Now the details. I give that a 6 out of 10. So the costumes and the sets and where we were in the times, which I believe was still 2024, let's be honest. It did feel like we were there. I mean, it's pretty easy to feel like you're there when in reality you are there because the movie came out in your time frame. You know what I mean? The reason why I give it a 6 out of 10 is just because it was so dang dark all the time.
I can't see anything.
I know that we're going through a nuclear apocalyptic situation, but the audience ain't. You know what I mean? Sometimes we want to see what's going on. Some of the situations was just dark. I know what they're saying because they're at candlelight because there's not really a lot of electricity going on anymore. And it's dark outside and junk and it just happens to be dark. But the audience doesn't need to strain to see what's going on the screen, right? I don't think we missed much, but I still would have liked to be able to see more. Because you can do a dark scene without making it stupid dark, you know what I mean? You can have a scene seem like you're in the dark. seem like it is dark outside, without the audience having to be like,
What's the point of that?
that's why I give it a 6 out of 10. This is the time where I have to do the obligatory spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
Because now we're getting into the reasons for the rating. And the rating for Homestead is PG-13. And just like I said before, honestly, the PG-13 is pushing it a little bit because of the violence. There was legitimately nothing else that made this PG-13. There was no language. There was no sexual content. There was no drugs and alcohol. You can kind of say that there was alcohol in it because there was one little scene where they said that they were making peach wine because it keeps well, but we're talking about an apocalypse situation.
I think the word we're looking for is apocalypse.
We need things that keep well, and nobody was seen drinking it. No one actually saw the finished product. They were just making it. So there really wasn't any drugs or alcohol in this film. So legitimately, the only thing that makes this film PG-13 is because of the violence and the talks of nuclear war. Otherwise, I think it could have landed itself in PG.
No, it was really close though.
Wait, I guess there was also talks of prescription medicine and one person taking a prescription medicine, but I wouldn't really call that drugs because it was prescribed to you. And he didn't overdo it. But anyway, let's talk about the violence.
Don't try what you are about to see at home.
There was a nuclear bomb in the beginning. It was a suicide run by 2 individuals in a boat that just rammed it into shore. You didn't see the bomb go off. You didn't see the boat run into the shore. It was just implied, and then you saw the mushroom cloud from other people's like windows. There are also guns in this movie and punching. With the human condition in an apocalyptic situation, there was also looting, arson, carjacking, you know, the works.
He just stole my car!
The only thing that was really intense was one of the main teenagers was in a situation where he was making sure the border of the homestead was copacetic. A couple of hunters walked up on him, pointed a gun in his general direction. They didn't know he was there. I don't know why you would do that. It's kind of a stupid thing to do in an apocalyptic situation, to trespass on somebody's property and then start pointing guns at things you don't know what they are. Like, I don't think you're supposed to point guns at stuff that you don't know what's there anyway. And then the kid like yelled on the megaphone, like, get off the property or whatever. The hunters didn't really hear it. They kind of heard garbled mess. And you know what? If you hear a kind of a garbled mess of like a megaphone, put the gun down. At that point, you know it's a human being. So why are you still pointing it in the general direction? You know what I mean? And because the kid got freaked out and the person on the other line back at the homestead was like, shoot him because he's pointing a gun at you. Don't lose your life for that. He shot the man. The man died. You saw like blood blooming, but there's no blood splatter. It was traumatic for the kid. Seriously traumatic, I believe. But I wouldn't really say it was his fault. He was in a situation. He did what he thought was correct and what the person back at the homestead said he should do. I can't really call it an accident because he did pull the trigger, but it was an accident in the sense that this man wasn't a danger.
Not a threat.
But you never know. And then lastly, there was a shootout at the end between the military force and the homestead, where the main male character who owned the homestead got shot and went into like a coma for like a couple of days, woke up, he's fine. So yeah, literally like only those 2 little things really made this PG-13, right? Maybe the nuclear bomb as well.
Nuclear bomb.
Overall, I would give this movie a 7 out of 10. Like I said before, it was a little slow. There was a lot of exposition, but it was setting itself up for a TV show. I'd maybe watch it again. I wouldn't be opposed to it. I think I've got all I need to get out of the movie.
Wrap that up and give it to a child on Christmas, because we're done.
I hope you guys enjoyed this movie review. If you want to go see Homestead, I think you can probably stream it now if you go to Angel Studios. Also, if you want me to watch any other movies and review them on this channel, make sure you comment down below. I will be seeing another Angel Studios movie called Brave the Dark. And hopefully, if I can convince my folks to go, we'll see Flight Risk 2. I cannot stress you enough that I do not want to see that movie alone. It is a thriller, not horror, but it's kind of on that level where I'm just like, I need someone there with me to see the movie. Make sure you share this video with all your friends and family and whoever else you want. I dare you. Share it with at least 3 people, and make sure you subscribe and like and comment anything you want. I will answer you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and just remember, right here at Candid Cinema, it's okay to talk, it's okay to text, and I will CC you later. Bye!